cover you. Roger, roger. Uh-oh. Blast him.
Qui-Gon Jinn is the worst Jedi ever. Now, to tell if he's the worst Jedi ever, you have to know who the best Jedi ever is. And there's no better candidate than his apprentice, Obi-Wan Kenobi. If there could be a living embodiment of the Jedi mindset, it would be Obi-Wan Kenobi. Being a hard, emotionless man, accomplishing the needs of the many instead of the needs of the few. He always had his emotions fully intact. There's not many scenes where he shows emotion, but when he does, they're acts of fine-tuned violence. Obi-Wan was so committed to the Jedi Order that he spent 2 or 3 decades taking care of Anakin Skywalker's son, Luke Skywalker.
An elegant weapon, but a more civilized age.
Even towards the end of his life, he made sure that Luke Skywalker was going to the right side of the Force. I mean, just look at that face. Look at that face at the end. That's a man at peace. On the opposite spectrum, you've got the worst Jedi. Now, most people would go off and say Anakin Skywalker. And, you know, that's a pretty good point. You know, he did kill all those kids, but, you know, fuck that. I mean, anyone who saves Jar Jar Binks gotta be the worst person in the galaxy. Now, everything he does in Phantom Menace is abusive, reckless, and an endangerment of people's lives. In all extensive purposes, he is a prick. Now, I'm going to show you some evidence to maybe back up some of these claims and how much of a dick he really is. Alright, number 1, we got force abuse. Now, you see in a lot of the movies, the Jedi like to overuse their force powers. But Qui-Gon Jinn especially. Almost every single problem that he encounters, his first option and his go-to is always try to manipulate them to do his bidding.
We could use a transporter.
Republic credits are no good out here. I need something more real.
I don't have anything else but credits will do fine. Credits will do fine. Credits will do fine.
You sly motherfucker. Now, number 2, we got gambling. Now, I know we only see him gamble once in the movie, but this was a huge gamble.
Greed can be a powerful ally.
Now, imagine gambling your entire ship and everything you own for this one boy with a pod racer that you don't even know works to finish the race in first.
If we win, you keep all the winnings minus the cost of the parts I need. And if we lose,
This has got to be one of the dumbest gambles I have ever seen.
either way, you win.
Now, you know, I'm sure he's got force powers or whatever, but Qui-Gon, come on. He's not even gambling his ship. He's gambling somebody else's ship. I mean, I'm pretty sure Qui-Gon has a gambling problem. Or at least this is signs that he has a gambling problem.
This is so wizard.
The way he casually goes about gambling everybody's life away, you know, I'm pretty sure he does this quite
You've
often.
never won a race?
Well, not exactly.
Not even finished?
Kitster's right. I will this time.
Of course you will.
Hasn't even finished a fucking race. Alright, number 3, child endangerment. Besides forcing this kid to compete in a pod race that could definitely kill you, he brings this kid to a war zone. I mean, he could have just left him in Republic City, but he brought him to a fucking war zone. Don't tell me it was so he could be fucking watchful and mindful.
Qui-Gon, sir. I don't want to be a problem.
You won't be any. I'm not allowed to train you. So I want you to watch me and be mindful.
Yeah, so you can be watchful and mindful. the worst Jedi. I guess he had to make sure that kid was by his side at all times. Maybe just to use him as a human shield. He not only does this to poor young Anakin Skywalker, he also does this to the retarded child, Jar Jar Binks. I don't know if this is exactly his fault, but I'm blaming him. Bringing him to the war was probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. And then him getting promoted to general, that's probably the worst idea that anyone could have done. Even though it's probably not Qui-Gon Jinn's fault, I'm still gonna blame Qui-Gon Jinn. Because if it wasn't for him, I'm pretty sure what would have happened to Jar Jar is Darwinism at its finest. We should all celebrate the fact that Qui-Gon Jinn didn't last past the first movie. And I'm almost positive when he was sitting on death's doorstep, there was bookies waiting to collect on his debts.